Hey everybody, this is Pam Sterling with the Outrageous Joy Raw Food Adventure, and today I want to talk a little bit about equipment. You know, I'm not a big one about equipment. I always say, give me a bowl, a blender, and a knife, and I can make an amazing raw meal. So I want to talk about those three things though, and a couple extras that you might want to consider. So the first thing, bowl, any bowl will do. You just need big ones because you're going to be making yourself some pretty big salads and you may just eat the whole thing. The second thing is a blender. And when we talk about a blender for raw food preparation, the blender is going to be your best friend. I use this blender at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times a day, making sauces, making smoothies, making salad dressings, lots of different things. So you want a good, powerful, high-speed blender. And the one that I use is Blendtec. There's 2 that I recommend, the Blendtec and the Vitamix. Now the Blendtec is unique in that all of these operate at a really high RPM. It means they spin really quickly and they have a powerful engine, so if you put things like tahini or you put coconut meat and things like that, it's going to blend it and make it super smooth. But the unique thing about the Blendtec is that it has settings that operate according to a pre-programmed thingy. So for example, you have a whole juice, so you can put you know, an apple and a carrot and some romaine in there, and if you press whole juice, it's going to run for a certain period of time. It's going to go slow and then speed up and then get really fast, and then in the end you have juice. And then there's a soup setting, ice cream setting, lots of different pre-programmed settings. So that's the thing that makes the Blendtec really unique. The other blender to look for online or in the stores or at the county fair in the summertime is the Vitamix. Now that's sort of the Cadillac of blenders, and sort of the price tag goes along with it, although you can find the Vitamix oftentimes discounted at places like Costco and stuff like that. Now the other very important thing, the thing you'll be using a lot in your raw food preparation is a knife. And I always recommend that you get a really good knife, a really sharp knife, and you want to get sort of a medium-sized knife. These little knives aren't going to cut it for you. This isn't the kind of knife that you want to be cutting things with. We want to be using the larger knives. And this one has sort of these little indentations along the side, and that's designed so that the food doesn't stick to it, it actually falls off of it. So a bowl, a blender, and a knife. Now let me just talk about a couple more things that I think are important in my kitchen. One of my favorite all-time gadget is the julienne peeler. This is made by OXO. It actually has, it's a peeler, but it has little bitty blades that when you pull it along, whatever, a cucumber is usually what I pull it along, it will actually create sort of julienne noodles of that thing, and so you can make these great noodle sort of faux pasta dishes, and you can check that out in one of my other how-to videos. But the julienne peeler by OXO is fantastic. A nice spatula, I love this one because it has a bit of a scoop to it. It's a silicone spatula, and you're going to want to be getting every last drop out of that really yummy stuff that you're making in the blender. So make sure that you have a good, kind of a scooped spatula will help you get that stuff out better than just a plain flat spatula. And then finally, well, a good cutting board is important to have, and I have this really great heavy-duty wooden one. There's all kinds of different ones out there, but you can tell this one gets lots of use. And then finally, one of the extra pieces of equipment that I have in my kitchen, I don't have a dehydrator, I don't have a juicer, but I do have this citrus juicer. And the reason is that a lot of the recipes that I make call for maybe you know, a half a cup of lemon juice or something like that. Just a little bit easier to do that in this citrus blender that when you press down is going to spin. A little bit easier to do this in here than do it all by hand. So it's just a little fun extra that I have in the kitchen. So that's all the equipment that you need to really get started and be successful on a raw food diet. Have fun with it. Again, Pam Sterling with the Outrageous Joy Raw Food Adventure. I'll see you next time.